By 1998, the more nerdy music fans were into something called MP3s, compressed music files that took up 1/10 the storage space of a CD file on a hard drive. This was a big deal when this kind of storage was still very expensive. Smaller also meant portable, and a South Korean company called Seihan thought that they'd do for the MP3 what Sony and the Walkman did for cassettes. So they created a personal MP3 playback device they called the MP3 Man. And it tanked. But there was a second device, and this is what gave me the excuse to play some Duran Duran. It was called the Rio, and it came from a company called Diamond Multimedia. When it was released in September 1998, it could store 24 songs. Diamond was immediately sued by the Recording Industry of America, which claimed that the Rio violated the Home Audio Recording Act of 1992. It's a recorder, they said. It makes illegal copies of copyrighted musical material. But in June of 1998, a judge dismissed that claim entirely. Nope, he said, this thing plays a copy of a music file taken from a computer hard drive. It does not circumvent any copy protection, nor is it taking any music directly from tapes or CDs. And besides, it's a playback-only device. It doesn't actually record anything. But sorry, that's how the law reads. At exactly the same time this ruling was being handed down, a 19-year-old college underachiever named Sean Fanning started giving away a computer program to his friends. It was called Napster, and it allowed people to trade MP3 files with anyone else who had the program installed on their computer. This brought a whole new dimension to the original concept of home taping. Nobody was taping anything anymore. They were ripping music from CD to MP3 and then trading those files with friends and strangers. People, tired of high CD prices and limited selection, went nuts. And for the first time in history, music fans could access more music than they ever could or ever could afford. Now, we can debate much of what Napster was and what it did, but this much is very clear. It violated copyright law, and that's why the original Napster was successfully sued into oblivion. Now, of course, record labels tried other ways to shut down Napster and all the other file trading networks that followed in its wake. One technique was known as spoofing, and this is where the networks were flooded with bogus music files. The thinking was that if users got too many of these bad files, they just abandoned the whole notion of file trading. So, what do I mean by spoofing and bogus tracks? Well, here's an example. This is from the Bare Naked Ladies.